Hey, chat. What are we doing back here again? What are we doing back here? We were only here the other day. Hi, it's me. It is your boy, Shinsu Kyosei. We are playing Oreyt's Attorney. We're on stream number 6 of this game within about a 10-day period. You may notice I've been enjoying this one rather a tad bit. So we're pretty much carrying on with the first game. We're on case number 5 now. So last time we had finished case number 4. Case number 5 is a DLC one, which I understand from one of our regulars got retconned to fit into the storyline of the first game. It's supposed to originally take place after the third, but now it is basically Game 1, Act 5, and then after that we go at Game 2, Act 1. So, we should probably look to jump straight on in. I've been having a look at the forecast as well just before we do, just because it looks like there's a storm coming over the UK soon, Storm Babette, and that could cause some problems with streaming towards the end of the week, just because of anxiety more than anything else. You know, I get really anxious when we got storm weather, especially if we've got rain and wind. Those two things in conjunction with each other really shit me up. So, whether it does cause havoc or not, I don't know. Remains to be seen, I suppose. But anyway, let's jump on in. We are in episode 5, Rise from the Ashes. Where's the Turnabout? Like the stream title says, where's the Turnabout? I think in the Japanese version of this game, it does have a Turnabout title. It's the only episode, as my understanding goes of this series, that does not have Turnabout somewhere in the episode title. So, let's find out what's going on, shall we, chat? Oh, also, my Yeet Redeem is now working. So I managed to fix it. If you want to throw something at my head, now only 100 channel points. It's a bargain. It's a bargain. You can throw things at my head all day long. All day long. I mean, it's a random selection of things. So the specific redeems, you're going to have to, pay more channel points for those. But if you want to just throw something at my face, then, you've got more options now, right? Anyway, in we go. Ooh. Okay. That's different. So there's a storm, there's a train, there's... Oh! The villain's British. Well. Hold on. What? I see. That doesn't tell me very much. It's been 2 months since Maya left the office. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but none I took. That is, until the day that girl showed up. February the 22nd, 10:02 AM. Wright & Co. Law Offices. Why do I come into the office every day? It's not like I want to work. There you are, finally. Oh, who's this? Is this our replacement Maya? Okay. Where have you been? My sister's trial's tomorrow. Who are you? It doesn't matter who I am. It only matters who you are. The famous defense attorney, Mia Fey. Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? I'm sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer works here. So you are the coffee boy? I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney. Right. Wait, you're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? Yeah, that's correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though. Oh, that's a relief, then. You're better than nobody. Sorry, I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. Phoenix, you've got rent to pay. Take the fucking case. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? The undefeated defense attorney. Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. Please, I'm out of time. But, please, you have to help. It's my sister. Maya? Could it be... Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma Sky. I'm a scientific investigator. Scientific investigator? Alright. We can go to the detention centre and just not hear a word she's got to say. Hold on. See this? It's my attorney's badge. Ah, well, I've never seen a real one before. You're the first one who's actually been interested in mine, believe me. Its composition is mostly silver. The gold placing is flaking a bit. She analysed it scientifically. There doesn't appear to be any corrosion due to sulfides. I'll give you $50 for it. Sorry, but it's not for sale yet. I can't believe she just offered to buy our badge. Amazing. Alright. Emma, was it? So you're a scientific investigator? Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? No, it's just you seem kind of jumpy, or maybe just young? Young? I'll be 16 years old this year. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I see. Wait, only 16? I'm set to be formally assigned to forensic in 3 more years. My work is becoming quite well known, at my age no less. So what exactly is your current position then? Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader. But I'm ready to do my job at my age no less. That pose is... That's Maya all over. Great, another future professional in training. So, what's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow? My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. Well, I mean, let's analyse the facts, shall we? Is your sister British? If she is, I'm sorry, but she probably did it. Alright, I don't make the rules, okay? So, it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. And there's a witness. Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right. I suppose I will. I promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but that's interesting. How would she know Mia? So, you want to be a scientific investigator? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. Still, it's good to have a goal. Albeit a very unusual one. I believe investigation should be done scientifically. Don't you? Yeah. I can't really force her for lack of enthusiasm. If this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Your sister? I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. I guess we should get down to the detention centre and talk to her sister. My sister asked for Mia specifically. This Mia Fey person was a few years below her in school. So it's the same school, huh? She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defence attorney. And, well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close. Hmm? Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh, I'm sorry. Sozard. No, it's not a Sozard moment, is it? It's not a Sozard moment. Get down to the detention centre then, shall we? Ooh, ow. Ow! Oh god, popping everything back into place there, huh? Okay. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. God, I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, Bob, it's just your sister. No excuses. What did you not want to raise this year, Understood, ma'am. What's that all about? Hi, Lana. Funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing? Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defence attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Whoa! She even looks like Mia. What the fuck? Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, don't you know me? Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry, what exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana Sky. I'm chief prosecutor for this district. You're a prosecutor? Wait, hang on, she took over from Von Karma then. Interesting. Two sisters, one a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Emma, Lana, I mean, they're just like... And she's even got a weird little knoblet thing on her hair as well. Curious. Very curious. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? There's something you should know from the start. Which is, the suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Huh? Wait, but the suspect is... me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright? Well, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? The crime took place yesterday, February the 21st at 5:15 PM. That's quite specific. It was in the witness's deposition. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. That was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. The prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's car trunk? Classy. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed as it were. Well, that's just great. So, who's the victim? An investigator with the police department. Oh, you better not have murdered Gumshoe, you little shit. I suppose the correct term is detective. You better not have murdered Gumshoe, you little shit. A detective? Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you? Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh. What? Mr. Wright, what does it mean? Well, it means... the police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. This case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. I just noticed she's got that red scarf around her neck. Does this mean that she's actually a part of the Shishigami family? Where's the giant nail? Where's the giant nail? Where's the bumpers? Where's the theme song? Come on, Bang. Come save your sister, man. So, you're the chief prosecutor. That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors in this district. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. It's an awfully large nutshell. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognise the district's chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana? What happened to your hand? Oh, this. I cut myself by accident when I stabbed him, that is. Huh? I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. What a great admission. How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Wait, she was in the class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, correct? A few years above her? Emma told you that too, did she? Well, why not? I did drag him all the way here from his office. Although it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Hey, Ara, welcome. Good evening. Yeah, time to defend clients and save lives. Quite literally, she's going to get the death penalty if she's found guilty. She murdered a police officer. She's fucked it. That's how we say it in Yorkshire. She has fucked it. Oh dear. Not good, not good. Hey! It was in law school. I was in my third year and she was auditing the class. She was different than the other students. Different? She was strong. She'd do anything to become defense attorney. Anything. Anything? Pretty sure all your clients get the death penalty if they're found guilty. Also, if you lose the trial and Maya herself is found guilty, then she gets the axe as well. Then you have two spirit mediums following you around for the rest of your life. You're like Ebenezer Scrooge at that point. Or Ebenezer Scrooge, but he's got the ghost of Marley just tied to him. Or Marley and Marley, if we consider the Muppets Christmas Carol. That was probably why she was attracted to me. They're gonna girl kiss? Intellectually attracted, Lana was top of her class in school. Oh. I was the best there was. Oh. I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way. Sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright? Excuse me? As you can plainly see, I'm admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say, there's no way you can take this case. Sorry, I missed a bit of text there. None. But Lana! Why? Why are you doing this to me? You never think of anyone but yourself. Oh? I know you didn't do it, Lana, I know. So how can you say you did? No. If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana. Ooh. Okay. Mr. Wright? Yes? I believe our discussion here is ended. The rest, I leave to you. You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed, after all. The case is over. Right. I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Well. Lana has confessed to the crime. Yes. But something doesn't fit. It's that look in Emma's eyes. There's something else going on here. I'm going to find out what. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Hmm? About what? My sister. She's not always like that, you know. Is she not? I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor again. Yeah, so soon as well. Literally 2 cases on the bounce when defending prosecutors. What the fuck? She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle. Always smiling. Everybody liked her. I see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe she... well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something there that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Okay. Oh, by the way, Ara, you'll be glad to know the Yeet Redeem is fixed. The Yeet Redeem is fixed. You can now throw many different objects at my head for cheap. So, you know, by all means, feel free to yeet us and delete us. Ow! Spark bolt! Ow! We're testing out all the items, are we? As opposed to the steel samurai. Ow! Steel samurai on the wall. I suck it up here on the date she left. Didn't have the heart to take it down. Ow! I do sometimes get strange looks from the clients, though. Ow! Difficult-looking legal books stand in a formidable row. They mock me. I tried reading one and it made my head hurt. When I closed it, it slipped out my hand. Then my foot hurt too. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can get the big one. No? Because I can just do this indefinitely. Ow. Hold on. Can I get the good one? There it is! Did you see that? Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Mia's desk. I sit here even less now I stopped taking cases. I want to at least dust it off once in a while. Phoenix is the worst lawyer I've ever met. Mia's plant, Charlie. I've been taking care of him in Maya's absence. Looks like it's cleaning day again at the hotel across the way. I hear they're planning a second branch outside the city. Egad, the bellboy was staring right at me. I am the bellboy who caught himself having a wank over Phoenix Wright. Okay. So I guess we need to go to the underground parking lot. Egads, yes. It's Egads. Not Egads. Not Egads. It's just Egads. I think it's a shorthand version of Ye Gad, which would be oh god. So it's like hold on. It's a shorthanded version of that. Ye Gads. So we're at the underground parking lot. This is oddly high tech for a parking lot. So this is where it all happened. Looks like they're still investigating. Funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey everyone, keep up the good work. Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they are going to be my co-workers 3 years from now after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes? I'm trying not to stand out too much here, see? Oh, who's this? Hey there? I don't recognise the text. You expect him to go unnoticed here, partner? Partner? Oh my god, it's Handler from Monster Hunter. It's the Handler from Monster Hunter. She's come to call us pards from beyond the grave. What do we have here? Looks like a bambina got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. I think that should be doggies, but... Mr. Marshall! Marshall? Looks like a sheriff to me. Looky here, bambina. I know how you feels. But this is my gang's gold strike, see? Strike? This is our claim, our territory. I missed that bit. I missed a bit of text there. Yeah, I can't get to that bit, so if you're fixing to mess with what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacked out in the desert dream? You want to... What's this guy talking about? You head along home now. Happy trails, bambina. Was that Roger Ramranch from Overwatch? The guy they used to call Jesse McCree, but they renamed him, and he became Roger Ramranch. What? You can't tell me that Cole Cassidy is not a porn star name. I refuse to believe it. Yeah, Cole Cassidy is a porn star name, therefore, it's also feasible, just as feasible his name is Roger Ramranch. And yes, that Ramranch. The ranch where the naked cowboys live. Was that, hombre a friend of yours? Kind of, sort of. Yeah, he's a detective. Who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems? Cha-cha now, y'all. Cha-cha now, y'all. Right, let's examine some things. Aha! A ladder! That's a step ladder. What's the difference? In scientific terms, please. Scientific, huh? Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright. This all seems so horribly familiar somehow. Here, a phone. Let's see if it works. Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything. My ears. No, my ears. Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure. What is she babbling about? Hey, what did you just say? So you can hear just fine. The phone's broken. The phone's broken. That's probably going to be relevant later. Also, can I just point out how kind of messed up it is that Phoenix has dragged a 16-year-old into an underground parking lot by himself? It's not just me that's a bit weirded out by that. This is where the cars leave the lot. The arrow on the ground makes it look more like an entrance. What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit. Well, maybe it's both. Kind of dual purpose. Aha! The theory of relativity. What? I've got to write this down. Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna love the second game? Well, shit. Maybe you know, was Mr. Relativity German or was he British? Mr. Relativity. Are you sure that was his name? I mean, relatively speaking. There's a wallet here. What's this? A wallet? Excuse me, officer. Wait! What are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket. That's theft. That's literally theft. You're trying to encourage a lawyer to do theft. How is that scientific? Sounds like theft to me. Yeah, exactly. Alright. I'm called to duty ready and at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the trick to examining evidence in detail, okay? By the way, her eyes are sparkling. I can tell she's been waiting for this. Okay, now look at the court record. Oh, is this going to be like a new mechanic? Oh, is it like Resident Evil? Okay. You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. Now, let's start examining, from every angle. Yeah, it's Resident Evil. Oh, look. I think there might be a clue here. You should check it out. With the press of enter. That opens it up. This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID number 5842189. The case was made to showcase the DS touchpad. Ah, okay. That makes sense. I mean, it's basically the same mechanic that, like, the Resident Evil games have after... I don't remember if they were in the classic Resi, but, like, remake on the GameCube had stuff like this. Like, one of the first puzzles was you had to turn something over, and there was something embedded into the back of it, which was like a key to get elsewhere. See? Well, isn't scientific investigation useful? I guess, though... I don't see what science has to do with it. Okay, so we've got an ID. Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. I guess I've got to be on my toes from now on. Alright. So this is what the back of the badge looks like. And I always thought it had a safety pin. Each badge has a number carved into it. That way, you can tell which attorney it belongs to. You mean you couldn't lend your badge to anyone? Nope, I'd be found out right away. Well, that's no fun. Of course, the first thing we did was go and examine our own badge just to make sure that it's... Let's have a look at this. There was something it wanted me to... A name and ID number are written here. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID 5842189. I wonder why they only use numbers for IDs. What else would they use? Letters, silly. They're the reason we have a written language in the first place. True. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID Yabadab. See? Wouldn't that be better? Yabadab. Well, it does have a certain ring to it. Exactly my point. Tee-hee. It doesn't take much to amuse her. Okay. So this is going to be something which kind of factors into the games going forwards. We're going to have to do this sort of thing much more frequently, I guess. Okay. Well, actually, no. Were the second and third games before the NDS version, or did they come afterwards? Because that will impact on things, I think. That will be quite relevant. But let's see if there's anything else we can examine. There's a door here. Look, a door. This must mean something. I'm not sure that doors mean anything. No, it won't open. A mysterious lock. I fail to see what's mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? There's a vent. Metal detector? This wall is in our way. It's got a faucet for water. Wait, I know. This wall is merely a facade hiding the truth. This is no wall but a water tank. I fail to see how it makes any difference either way. An oil drum. Looks like it's filled with water. It's heavy, I can't even budge it. The drum over here is on its side. Wait, I know. I'll hide in here and do a stakeout. I think you'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide the drum to get arrested. What? I'm not suspicious. I mean... You kind of are. I don't think there's anything else for us to see here. So the second and third game came out before the NDS version, which is why at first Rise from the Ashes retcon part of the second game, but that's been corrected in the PC release, so there's a few dialogues changed to put this at the end of the first game chronologically right. And that's why we're playing it now, because this is episode 5, and it's like it's all fixed to kind of fit in. That makes sense. Alright, sweet. Alright, what's this? Is that a Walkman? Well, no time to waste. Let's get something for clues. Wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. The sheriff? Like I said before, this here's our claim. You'd best be moseying along, unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Scary. Could you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car? It's his. Well, well, the little filly's got a good nose on her. You want to know who rides that red Mustang with the body in her saddle? Please. No problem, partner. About time for victuals anyway. The fuck is victuals? Get yourself to the saloon up on the 12th floor of the prospector's office. Might just find your cerveza you like. I don't think I pronounced that right. Prospector's office? Where does this guy think he is? And when, for that matter? Note to self, look up Vissel's Saloon Cerveza. Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. Wait, can we not go back there? Or... no? Okay. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like, just keep your paws off our claim. Right, great. I pronounced it right enough. Okay, cool. Great! Maybe there's some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out. Excuse me? Were you two all set? Us? Who's that? Oh, who's this? What's this? She couldn't be... You're selling lunches? Here? This is a crime scene. That music makes me instantly suspicious. Also, she has a vaguely similar hairstyle to the defendant. What voice does she get then? What voice does she get then? Maybe like Scottish? Maybe I don't know what this character is going to be like. Okay. Maybe Liverpudlian? No, that's a horrible voice to give someone. Let's go with pretty calm and relaxed. Hello. Half and half, was it? Oh, thanks. And you, sir? Yes? Some crunchy goodness coming at you. Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance. Especially passers-by. Or are you officers? No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Even if my days as the cough-up queen are over. Cough-up? What? You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images have burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Secrets? Dear me, you are a slow one, aren't you? She's the witness. I'm referring to the murder. The stabbing of that detective. What? A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. Uh-oh. You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about? Please, cough up, Queen. Tell us what happened. The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. She a yandere? Uh-oh. Yes, ma'am. Yipes, she means it. Wait, is Phoenix saying yes to whimpering at her heels? You fucking simp. Right, let's... Wait, don't move. Let's save there. I want to go and have a look at... I'm going to see if we can look at the... Oh, we can't cha-cha slide to the car at all. So if we looked at anything in that other area, the sheriff would come and tell us off, I guess. Not really a yandere, but definitely have murderous intents. Yeah. Yeah, she gives that sort of vibe. I mean, the fact that she's got an onigiri on her head, you know, that tells me pretty much straight away that she's all murdery, right? Okay. Somehow, I knew. Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. Destiny? Was yesterday special for some reason? You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of inequity. Evil ones? Prosecutors. They have no qualms at all about blackening the name of innocence. And yesterday they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce. So she's saying there was some sort of prosecutors convention yesterday. I was almost compelled to lace our lunches with something foul. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Or is there some kind of scientific evidence of this, evil? Young miss, mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the cough-up queen. Ah! The most heinous of all the evil ones, the one they awarded yesterday. It was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. Really? Really what? I'm totally confused. One thing's clear, this lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. Why don't you prosecute these nuts? So what exactly is it that you witnessed, Miss Star? It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. To see Lana Scar wield that knife so... Her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut still ring in my ears. And the rhythmic beat of Lana Sky's knife. Wait a second, you know Lana Sky? Of course. It's quite a feat becoming Chief Prosecutor. How many lunchboxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? She always travels light. Now, why would this pretty lunch lady know the Chief Prosecutor's name? Oh, you think she's pretty, do you, Phoenix? Is it the boober? I mean, yeah. Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Star? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and best from the Far East. For some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No? Only true connoisseurs can understand. The kind you can only tell someone who has tried General Tso's Trial-About lunch set. She do be pretty, but I wouldn't risk speaking to her too much. Okay. Noted. Noted. Never mind, you win. I don't even want to appreciate part of Trilobites' flavour. Trilobites are fossils. They literally taste of rock. They taste of rock. That's literally what a Trilobite tastes of. It's just, you know, it's just stone. It's compressed. It's not actually the shell of the animal. It's the imprint the shell left in the rock that formed around it, right? But trilobites are actually kind of fascinating. I could go on an absolute tangent about paleontology, so let's not. Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there? The glass wall booth. I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him. Since you're here anyway? I guess selling lunches is more important than romance. So, to scientifically analyse the data available so far, you, Miss Star, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here. Useful analysis. Art. Did you have a bad experience with the prosecutor, Miss Star? I sense some hostility. Hostility? Huh, perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike. The bigger they get, the worse they smell. Kind of like a 10-day-old clams in the chowder. I wonder if Miss Star was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past. That'd be a sure cause of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking, cough up queen. I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. I can't cha-cha slide at all, can I? There's no cha-cha sliding at this point. Alright. I think we've exhausted everything we can do here. Should we show her this? About this card. Lunchtime vendors only accept cash, no cards. Especially unless a card belongs to someone else. No, this isn't a credit card, it's an ID card. It belongs to a detective. And you're showing this to me, the lunch lady. Why? That's like showing a fine honeyed ham to a detective. Why do I always feel like I'm being mocked? Alright, so... there's nothing else that we can do here, is there? Oh, we haven't checked this sign. Look, a stylish glass-walled room. Very nice. You can see the whole parking lot from in there. It says security. Perhaps it's a cafe? Scientifically speaking, she's an idiot. Huh? Cafe security. Yeah, that must be it. Let's check it out later. I hate to break it to you, but I think that's probably just a security guard office. You know, I scored a 97 on my science test the other day. Too bad they don't have a test for common sense. Actually, there's something to be said for that. I'm going to go off on a slight tangent here. So, my cousin is... how would you describe what she does? She's a hospital physicist, and she once described to me her job as making up bullshit maths so that the bullshit maths that the machines at the hospital run on can keep running when the bullshit maths fail. So she makes up maths to fix maths that shouldn't be maths in the first place. But if you ask her if her microwave's plugged in when it's not working, she probably won't be able to tell you. Like, not incredibly focused brain, incredibly intelligent. Common sense, not so much. With all love to her, no common sense, but so stupendously smart that the sort of stuff that her brain can comprehend would make mine explode. It tends to be that way with a lot of smart people. I mean, if you look at, say, high ints, low whiz, exactly. It's like that for a lot of people who are considered great thinkers. Like, a lot of them are extremely unkempt. And they're unkempt because they're so focused on thinking, they forget to look after themselves. Welcome, Cyber, by the way. Welcome back. I guess we need to go... No, we can't charge our slide at all. Right, let's go to the High Prosecutor's office. Wait a fucking second. I'm on case 5, the one that makes me feel like I'm fucked the whole way through. Yeah, I mean, I work in law anyway, so it's kind of like expected. You always feel like you're fucked in some way or another. Sometimes you even feel like you're being fucked with a hot sauce enema. That's fun. Room 1202. This is the kind of room that just screams I can do the job. Quite a change from your office, really. Thanks. Look, there's a trophy or something here. A trophy? What, that shield? It takes real nerve to display stuff like this. Whoever's office this is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk. I think they are. Phoenix Wright, you never tire of prying into other people's business, do you? That voice. It's Edgy! Long time no see, Edgeworth. Huh? Ah! Mr. Edgeworth! Hmm? You know him from somewhere? Of course! I'm his biggest fan. My sister introduced us once and... Right, her sister is the chief prosecutor after all. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. No, did I? No. It was just Mr. Right here. Hey, don't blame me. We're just here to investigate a murder case. Murder? A body was found in this nasty bright red sports car in the parking lot. That would be my car. What of it? Wait. Edgeworth, are you being framed for murder again? Edgy boy. Edgy boy. Being framed for murder? Okay. What? Your car? I'll say one thing, she can certainly scream. Wow, this jacket is even lacier than his usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket. What do I think of the defendant? Hot. What else do you want me to say? Lucky jacket, right? I've never seen him wear it. I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture. She's getting way too excited about this. The story of the confession. I feel like she's being set up for something. Or bribed in some capacity. Something about it doesn't sit right with me at all. Something about it just did not come across right. Ooh, he's got a casting couch in here. Edgeworth, you devil. Mr. Edgeworth has such a comfy sofa. Sofas like this make me want to curl up and take a nap. I bet he pores over his case files here until the wee hours of the morning. That should be P-O-R-A-S. Then he takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, and auditions the new people. But there's no job. Not really. Okay. And goes to sleep using his arms as a pillow. Oh. I don't believe it. Do you just throw a spark bolt at me, Andy? Do you just throw a spark bolt at me? Fucking hell, I'm magnetised now. Hi, by the way. Welcome. I don't believe it. Ow! She's actually daydreaming about Edgeworth working. I bet in the morning he has sofa hair and a little crease in his cheek from the seams. He's so cool. Sofa hair is cool? I've been wondering, what the heck is this? It has a big K on it. Hmm? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. King of Prosecutors? You got Sonic, no day one update. That is very sus. That is extremely sus. It's a great... Oh, sorry. It's a great honour. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. What? So? So that K, that's... K stands for King. Yeah, you got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing. King of Prosecutors. Kind of like Employee of the Month, only better. Okay. Let's examine it. Let's examine it. Okay. There's a... What's this? Hey, check it out. There's a metal plate here. Looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it. Wow. One guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma. I guess he must be a foreigner? Yeah, that's probably it. Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. Really? I'd like to meet this Mr. Von Karma sometime. When she says it, his name does have kind of a ring to it. Alright. So we've got that in our evidence trail, huh? Chess set? Hey, a chessboard! I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Those horses are mounted knights. They're sort of really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges. Surrounding a pawn with spiky hair. Nah, it's nothing. If there's only one pawn left on blue, blue has lost. Where's your king? Oh, cute. What a pretty tea set. I got more for the instant tea bags myself. Amazing. The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavour. Hang on. Is Miles Edgeworth Randon Nearing? Is Miles Edgeworth my Orkshey? Is this a prequel? No. This is the sequel between games 1 and 2. So, Ara gave us a rather succinct explanation earlier where it's originally it was a retcon case that was a DLC to kind of show off some new tech on the NDS, and then they've kind of reworked it so it fits in after 1.4 and before 2.1. So, yeah, no, not a prequel now. I mean, this is not young Mia. This is Emma. She's a science nerd. Yeah, she's a science nerd. Look at this royal blend. What an exquisitely splendid concoction. Such a thing as taking a hobby too far. My, what an amazing bouquet. Just right for Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead, Wendy. Wendy? I've heard that name somewhere before. And beside it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place, Wendy. Wendy? Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiancée? Oh, wait, it's Wendy Oldbag. She's sending him love gifts. Oh, Edgy, you devil. Want to fuck old women, but you don't know how? This is the solution. Get involved as the prosecutor on a murder case that they're the witness on. Yeah, it's fucking old bag, isn't it? I don't think so. A work desk. It's quite tidy as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so well I can see my own reflection. Gumshoe. Strange. Why do I speak to Detective Gumshoe? Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir. Don't. He'll sue you. He would as well. Anything else? Let's look at that again. So that's the King of Prosecutors shield, huh? Well done, Edgeworth. You must be proud to be the King of Prosecutors. Congratulations, King of Prosecutors! Please, stop saying that. That still doesn't explain one thing. Why is the tip of the shield broken off? Yeah, that's very true, actually. Why is the tip of the shield broken off? Whoa, what a view! It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. I guess you'd feel important. Incidentally, were you to jump out this window, the time until the impact with the ground would be... Got it! Approximately 3.23 seconds. That's handy to know. That's just about how long you have to scream before you splatter into a horrible mess. Right, let's check that shield again. He's commented specifically about the shield. I want to have a look at that and see, is the edge... The edge is not investigable. The hardest part isn't the fall, it's the landing. That's very true. Hold on, just a sec, Jack, just a sec. Still getting used to the noises this computer makes, you know. Alright. Hey, Edgy, look at my badge. Look at my badge, Edgy. Are you proud of me? I once dreamed of being a defence attorney a long time ago. What? You want to be a defence attorney, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, my path is laid out clearly before me. I have no time to reflect on what might have been. A bit deeper than I thought it would be. So basically, this says you were the best of the best last year, huh? You can take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? What's that? I had to go to the police department to receive that broken shield. The police department? Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah. I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken? What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. I wonder if it's because it is a defence. A shield is a defence, and if they've broken if it's a broken shield, it's a prosecutor breaking through the defence, right? Oh, right. He doesn't seem too concerned about his award for better or worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday? Let's ask him about this ID card. Say, Edgeworth, I was wondering about this. Mr. Wright! Hmm? What? Are you sure you should be showing that to Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, he'll take it for sure, won't he? I wish I could be on the same side as Mr. Edgeworth, but then my sister would be found guilty. If she sighs any deeper, I'm going to start getting depressed. Okay, fair enough. That was almost a very bad move then, huh? Okay. So, the body was found in your car? Go ahead, say it right. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Wait, no, she didn't do that. I mean... Wait. So, you're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then? Yes, sir. Emma Sky. It's nice to meet you again. Now, that didn't sound forced at all. Hang on. He better not have an Emoto complex. Ah, now I remember. You've really grown, Edgeworth. If you try and flirt with this young child, and I will send your ass to prison. I'll admit it was a surprise for me too. To think that my own car had become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Wait, what did you say? Lana Sky is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You? Mr. Edgeworth? Well, that's predictable. To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumours. You've heard the rumours about me, haven't you? Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time when there weren't rumours about this guy. He sniffed his finger. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established at the in the trial at the end of last year. However, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy. Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. But some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. Toys? That bronze shield. There's got to be a story behind that one. Okay. Ask about Lana Sky. Chief Prosecutor Sky? Yes. We first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago? I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person. But I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then, why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. What? What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon? To be specific, it was the knife I keep in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. Why the fuck are you carrying a knife like that in the toolbox of your car? What the fuck, man? Edgeworth? What? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, can't you take a joke? You have a strange sense of humour, Mr. Wright. It doesn't look like a letter opener to me. See, the thing is, a letter opener is sharp at the point, but it doesn't really have a bladed edge as such. Whereas this one very clearly has a tip, and there's blood on the blade itself. If it was a tip kill, I mean, it's obviously a stab, but there would be blood like there as well. Let's have a look at this thing. There's got to be something. Yeah. This must be the victim's blood, right? Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyway? Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild. Edgeworth? In the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely. Are you kidding? I always picture him as an outdoorsman. Now there's a scary thought. See, to me, this looks like a wilderness knife. This doesn't look like a letter opener. This looks like the sort of thing that you would have. I mean, let me just get my letter opener. It's right here next to me. I mean, actually, does this thing have? It's got a little bit of a blade, but it's a very thin blade. It's a letter opening katana that I've got. Very sharp point. I could do a mischief to something with this, but you hear that? Ah. Doesn't seem like a letter opener to me. Alright. What else can we talk to you about? Day of the crime. Could you tell me more about yesterday, the day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office. Cleaning day? Working with the police department, we sought some file evidence to solve cases. We call it evidence transferal. Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words. Oh, and another thing. A ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and award for outstanding police officers and prosecutors, and that's when you got the shield. I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. Hold on. Hold on. But the murder happened at 5:15. The murder happened at 5:15. He entered at 5:12. There's only 3 minutes for someone to kill the person and stuff them in his trunk. That's a very short space of time. That's a very short space of time. Okay, that's relevant. That's relevant. This is the parking stub from the underground lot. The murder took place around 5:15. So the murder happened right after you got back? What, right? I'd appreciate it if you direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. Oh, who's this? Who the fuck is this? What voice does this asshole get? Excuse me? But is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm Edgeworth. What is it? I'm here, sir, at a request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Report? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Sky? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Sky, sir? No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Not in this report, sir. I think I just had Edgeworth's lid blow. Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, is it? I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir? But sir? I'm just following orders, sir. They told me to bring this to you. I wasn't aware of the particulars of rearrangement with the sir. Give me your name. Yes. Yes, sir. Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins. Right, Officer Meekins. Take your report and leave. And good luck with that raise next month. Oh. But sir, I didn't know. Poor guy. Looks like he was absent on the day they gave out brains and good luck. Poor Meekins. Right. Yes, sir? You caught me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now. Let's do what he says, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective from the same department as that patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. He seems to have finally calmed down, at least. Right, bye-bye, Edgy Poo. We'll boy kiss later, okay? Okay. Alright. Still can't cha-cha slide. Oh, we have to come down here to get out. She's got nothing else to say to us? No. Okay. Let's go back to the detention centre and just see if she's got any... There's no one here. I'm going to examine this guard again. He's frozen in fear of the frigid Miss Lana. I'm feeling a bit chilly myself. She's not even here. She's not even here. Come on, man. Right. Now let's go to the PD entrance. February the 22nd. Police Department entrance. Ah, we're finally here. Why would they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? Beats me. That took almost 30 minutes by taxi. Traffic wasn't even that bad. The police department, huh? I've only ever been to criminal affairs next door. Hmm? Hold on, what's that? Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that? Undulate. Oh, wait, I know. This is the blue badger. Oh, fucking hell, the blue badger. That has no right to be as funny as it is. They're trying to make him the police mascot. Well, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. Forget the blue badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the blue badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me. He sure is running over here fast. Hey, pal! What are you doing here? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why are you dancing over there? What? Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. Hey, I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, pal. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Why not? Hmm? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detectives to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. But what if she's not telling the truth? Yeah, well, no. Come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against her. What if the evidence was faked? Hey, pal, can I speak to you for a second? Hmm? Me? Why is this little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect. She's Lana Sky's sister. Oh, the chief prosecutor's little sister. Just please investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked. Huh? It's a sensitive issue with us these days. So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe? Me? Oh, well, nothing really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time? What do you mean this time? Then what happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, my sister's case and all. It's true. We've never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people have been let into criminal affairs now. The lowest ranking guy in there is our chief of detectives. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. None of you? I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the badger dance down pat. Excellent. Gumshoe is a G. Gumshoe is an absolute G. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? The chief of police himself has directed this investigation, pal. An Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall? Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know the Marshall guy. A patrolman in charge of a crime scene. It's unheard of, pal. You don't seem to have anything else useful to give us, but let's have a look at stuff, shall we? Police car. Mr. Wright, do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white? No idea. Why? Well, I think they're designed after a panda. A panda? Not that I have scientific proof, it's just a theory. But do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory? It was when I was on a school trip. I saw a patrol car and it came to me. We'd just been at the zoo, see? What about zebras? Or did they just not have those at your zoo? Couple of guys here. Look, that patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. And then I said, hey, you do that, your suit will get cold, buddy. That's hilarious, sir. I love Cerata cried. I guess he wasn't saluting, he was wiping tears from his eyes. They make a good pair. What's this? The banner here is announcing the crime-fighting campaign. Nice slogan. I wonder if they'll be selling fingerprint sets. I don't think it's that kind of campaign. What family wouldn't want a set at home? It's good for finding out who snuck into the cookie jar. I think most families can figure that without the extra help. What else? Big sign that says police. I always get excited when I come to a police station. Why is that? It just feels like I've jumped into a movie. You know, with all the police and criminals. Well, I don't know if this is all that exciting. Sure it is. Look at those two officers over there. They're probably talking about the latest bust. Funny, I thought they were talking about the weather. No, they're actually talking about a hilarious joke about soup. The usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board here. Do you know this face? If you do, dial 911. You know, Mr. Wright, I've always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like the people in these posters. They hardly even look human. Is that where the Ragnar the Blood Edge wanted poster joke comes from? Okay. She has a point. Are people, like, is it a stereotype in Japan that no one can draw a proper wanted poster? The detectives in there look pretty busy. Just imagine, right now, behind those doors, a police drama in action. Somehow the thought fails to excite me. Right, let's look at this blue badger asshole. I was wondering about that. What? The dancing blue badger? It's my masterpiece. You made this, Detective Gumshoe. The chief threw together some designs. I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. It's battery powered, so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances until the batteries die. Poor blue badger, fated to dance until he drops. We should have a look at this, huh? Oh, we can't actually, like, look at this evidence from other angles. No, we can't. We can just look at it. It's got a broken off tip. It's got a broken off tip. That's got to be relevant in some capacity. As a detective, I have to keep my mouth shut on that one. I know better than to go blabbing on about things I don't know about. You made the fucking thing, Gumshoe, you asshole. No, I wouldn't want you to do that either. Good. Should we ask him about this? Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Ah, congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. I've already deduced the reason, it's fine. But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth winning that award. Even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Naysayers? Must be because of the rumours. Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Scott to do such a thing? Wait, I didn't mean... I mean, sure, of course someone else really did it. Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. The car and the knife do seem a little well organised to be a coincidence, but that's true. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened? We have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. Oh, we've already given him those. Yeah, so the car, the ticket and the knife give us the same thing. Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this? Hey, pal, this is the detective's ID card. You can't just keep that, you have to turn it into the police. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. Me and Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. Let's see, Bruce Goodman. Goodman? Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake. But didn't you work together with him in criminal affairs? Whoa, now I remember. Bruce Goodman. He's the victim. That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? And he just lets us keep it anyway. He's excited by the victim. Look at that deep breathing. Let's ask about Edgeworth's troubles first, though. He's in a tough spot again. Again? Well, it all started with murder of that defence attorney, Hammond. But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen, pal, there have always been rumours about Mr. Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there are always whispered rumours. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering. They're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural people to be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, this latest case started a new rumour. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor's position himself. What? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. So this ID card belonged to the victim. He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transferal for a case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transferal? Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is that Chief Prosecutor Sky called him out there to the parking lot. Hold on, chat. Okay. And Lana's confessing as much. And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Oh, thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is. What was his name? The guy in the parking lot? That'll be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by Chief of Police. Officer Marshall? Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? Hold on a minute. That's a bit better. No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer. From West LA. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me try and make things a little easier for you. Show him this, and I'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. Okay. Thank you, Gumshoe. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there, and no one will look at you twice, pal. Gumshoe, you absolute G. You absolute G. I bet he's a very considerate lover as well. Yeah, maybe we'll just pretend I said nothing there. To the underground parking lot. Okay. Ow. Looks like the investigation is still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, it looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. This is so much cheaper than the Glauc sus. Yeah, I should probably, like, I'm probably going to drop the cost on those redeems soon. I'm probably going to drop the cost on the redeems quite soon. Just to... 500 is probably a bit much for some of them. Like, maybe if it was, like, a bit more of an event, then sure. But I'm thinking I might just, like... I might tweak the specific ones down to 200 instead. And then you just got a general one which will just throw random shit in my face. Like, you know, Matt's hockey stick or a spark bolt or the Rebel flagship. Or a flame tank. I'll see you tonight in my dreams then, baby. Oh, still here? Oh, hello. Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too. What happened to the security guard? Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. There's something I wanted to ask you. The scene of the crime. A cold grave for men who've lost their dreams. And me, I watch over them as they sleep, dreaming of the desert's harsh judgment. He's asleep. Well, should we show this hopeless case to catch his interest? Oh, this is the same, so we need to wake him up then. Present this. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I'll warn you. Fan letters to me go right in spittoon. Ow! It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe? Ah, that old cow dog? He holding a birthday party or something? Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation. Ah, I think he just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries, this proves it's from Detective Gumshoe better than a blood test. Guess I better let you in then. Ah, thank you, Officer Marshall. Oh, that's right, he's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me. Hey, wait a sec. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the Sittler. Strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. I'll tell you what, this guy seems like he could sell me propane and propane accessories. Note to self, police investigations are like a hootenanny. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say I won't be needing this anymore. Let's not manifest our destiny too hard. Yeah, probably a good idea. Right, so let's talk to him. I don't mean any offence, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective. You calling me out? They shoot me for that in Texas. I was one of them fancy shoot detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh, really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina? So, why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime. That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old cow dog that can't find his tail. You son of a fuck. You insult fucking Gumshoe, are you? Oh, it's fucking on now, bitch. Let's fight him. Let's fight him. Let's stab him. We've got the murder weapon. We can end his life. We can do it, chat. We could do it. Let's do it. Let's manifest our destiny as a bullet right in his cock. Alright, maybe not. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth? You got a crystal shit? Oh no, I don't like where this is going at all. No, no, no. You got a crystal shit to end his life? Yeah, but you're gonna throw it at me. You're gonna throw it. Ow! God damn it! That cow dog's been kicked out of this cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just he don't realize it yet. I caught it. Detective Gumshoe kicked out the investigation. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim? Good men always die young. Remember that, pards. Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right? Wait, good men die young. Goodman. Well, you're a feisty doggy there now. Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Star. One stab to the chest, a fine piece of work. This here is the autopsy report. Okay, death due to loss of blood, one knife wound, died within an hour and a half of 4 PM. Wait, hang on. That doesn't match up with what we got told by Lana. Lana said he died from blood loss due to being stabbed in the stomach. He just said he got stabbed in the heart, didn't he? I'm not missing something, am I? One stab to the chest, wasn't it? Yeah. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prospector Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back, so there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. There's one reason he didn't do much work with the Chief Prospector. You're my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here, to this parking lot. So it seems, like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. He is literally Roger Ramranch. She's just said high noon. He is Roger Ramranch from Overwatch. Alright, let's cha-cha slide over here. And let's get to examining. This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to. What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Yeah. Right. Let's check it out. Oh, it's actually forcing us to. Okay. NDS moment. Open it up. This phone's still on the redial screen. Redial? Mr. Wright? Most phones keep a record of all the calls you made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Yeah, Wright's got no friends to call. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just you never know with people from your generation. You fucking zoomer. Whatever. Let's check this phone out. Highlight the blue button. Now, to see who the owner of the phone called last. Note to self, the defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. Is that a Steel Samurai ringtone? Hey, that song, I know that. Hey, what's going on over there? Sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on their phone, didn't you? Yes. Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prospector Sky. Oh, is that why the Steel... Wait. Phoenix Wright doesn't... Defense attorney often... Touche. What? It's my sister's. She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody, right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds, according to this. Who'd she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now, I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of them newfangled ringtones. Oh, that... Oh. I'm sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number. She tried to call Phoenix. Okay. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. You know what else they do in Texas? Something to do with horses and oil production, as my understanding goes. Uh-oh, I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Okay. Last call made at 5:18 on the day of the murder. Phoenix has a Steel Samurai ringtone. Yeah. Okay. So we picked that up. A block. This area is reserved for prosecutors. Defense attorneys are relegated to B block. I dream of the day when I'll be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright. I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. It's like a lift for the cars. B block is through there, that's where the visitors park. I can see the lunchline car over there, far in the distance. Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down a juicy steak. Isn't that cannibalism? Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy? Just don't think too deeply about it and you'll be fine. This rope, is it? Yep. They laid it in the outline of the victim's body. So, wait. The victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You've got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. It's a very odd place for him to be, though. It's like someone was loading him in, but they've not gotten him in. Okay. This appears to be the car where the body was found. It looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It just screams I have money to burn. Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. Not so much the rest of us. What's this? Looks like a note of some sort. Look, something's written on it. You're right. Let's see. 67S122. Is that the 2nd of December or the 2nd of February? There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so, what does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self, for deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. Especially considering half of Phoenix's clients canonically don't pay him. Fucking hell. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. Let's have a look at that. (67S122). Is there anything else for us to... Is there anything else that we can examine here? I don't think there is. Maybe if we present him with this? Wait, no, let's save before that. I don't want him taking anything off of me. I don't want him to steal any of my evidence. The evidence is my precious.
It doesn't share, the evidence is pet. Blub. Blub.
Alright. Give him this. Alright, compadre. Count to 3. You gotta do that if you're gonna draw evidence on someone. That's what we do in Texas. Remind me never to visit Texas. Let's have a read this. Bruce Goodman is 36, male. Date and time of death. February the 21st, between 4 and 5:30. Cause of death is loss of blood from a chest wound. Wound was caused by a 4.5-inch knife. Single stab wound was found. Now, the stomach is not quite the chest. I mean, if we say torso, we can accept torso as maybe a mistranslation. Okay. Okay. Do we try and present him some stuff? What's that? Some sort of police passport? This is Detective Goodman's ID card, strangely enough. We found it a good distance away from the crime scene. Good distance in this rat hole. If you want distance, get yourself to Texas. Texas? This is a tiny little crime scene in a tiny little town with tiny little evidence. What difference does a few yards make, compadre? Note to self, if you encounter suspicious evidence, think of Texas. There's no better way to study than to hang out with the pros. Okay, that's, okay, so we don't... Nothing of value there. 5:12 p.m. The prospector's bright red steed came in a trot, real slow-like. A trot? Mama Donna tells me the crime occurred 3 minutes later. So it seems the chief prospector was laying in wait. Maybe waiting for a prince to ride in on his big red horse. So what you mean is, the killer intended to use Edgeworth's car all along. Ah, toy shield suits the boy well. What exactly could you shield with that? A toy knight, maybe? Officer Marshall, don't you have anything good to say about Mr. Edgeworth? You don't like him, right? We get the point. You know, when I was a detective, I got one of these. Oh, let me guess. Did it have a K for King Detectives on it? Hey, they could use the same shield over and over. Note to self, the prosecutor's office in criminal affairs is surprisingly cheap. You know it, they've gotten cheaper with every passing year, I tell you. Do we show him the murder weapon? Yeah, murder weapon's no good. Show him that? That's no good either. Okay. The autopsy report? No. I don't think he's got... Maybe we talk to him about Edgeworth then. Or we can talk to him about Lana Skye. So, there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister. That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences. Officer Marshall. Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You were my sister. You were... Is there something between this cop and his sister that I don't know about? Were they doing it? I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's blowing through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill will. Someone's up to something here, but who? Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. But rumours are just rumours, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. If you follow the rumours about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prospector Lana Sky. What? My sister? Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets, some load them with deals. What you're saying is Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old-timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So, you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing that's still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma? Yeah? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids. The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. Oh. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. I see. A detective is murdered. The suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here? Phoenix just decided to obfuscate evidence for the lols. Yeah. Yeah, he did it. Wait, are we going in... Is this all we've got to go into the trial with? I've become Hide the Pain Shinsu. Yes, good luck. Alright. Right, well, I guess in we go then. February the 23rd, 9:34 AM. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there's still a lot of grey areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big grey area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I mean, it's kind of hard not to, because if you're found guilty, you fucking die. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yeah? A defense attorney should never believe their client. But that's the whole thing with Phoenix, is he believes in his client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without a fate helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Okay. Right, in we go, chat. Edgy poo. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I still haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The cough-up queen. Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Ho ho! Caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. The jelly's really wolfing it down. Ah, and for you, I have a fiesta bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Even now, he can't get someone just to tell him who they are and what they do. Well, Your Honour, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go for guessing it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up! Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honour, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. What exactly does that mean? Professional? When you say it in that context, it almost makes her sound like she's a hit woman. Okay. Keep that thought in mind. Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. Oh. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective? Aha! I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up Queen Angel Star, Your Honour. Long time no see. Cough up. Well, she won't be coughing up by the time that we're finished with this case. She'll be swallowing her pride. And probably also some words. And probably also a not guilty verdict as well, on behalf of our client. Get fucked. Very well. You may continue with that description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The security room can't see because this is in the way. Can it? There's a line of sight problem. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honour. Okay, we got the parking lot plans. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honour. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright? I can't agree on principle, Your Honour. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honour. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star. Thanks, Judge. Wait, are they talking about me? All right. Here we go. Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend, when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. through the wire fence, I saw the Chief Prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The Chief Prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. There, she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Hang on. But she said her boyfriend was in the security office. Or the prosecutor's office. Her boyfriend wouldn't have been parked up. I mean, she would have parked on B, sure. And we did see her truck there, didn't we? Okay. Bring a lunchbox to your boyfriend? How touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed at Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. Is Phoenix into it? It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Okay. So I think we can press on every point, right? We should be able to press on every single point, right? How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I'd found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro. As you know, my testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend. The security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before applying. The security guard room is in the lot, in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. Could he have seen that, though? This thing seems suspicious to me. I think this is in the way. Because you could probably see just about... You wouldn't be able to see the car very well. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. Okay, she senses something. Wise choice, my judge. You sensed something, so you're saying you had a premonition of the murder. It felt like... How would you say... Oh, yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. Young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. Then I must be hard-yellowed and sharp as a tack. Yeah, with the odour of an old cheese to match. In any case, there, in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. By garish car, you mean... Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Indeed, it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Witness, in your testimony you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of dousing me. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. Oh, that's like an armadillo. Crunchy on the outside, crispy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. They're literally referencing the Dime Bar adverts. I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. Armadillo won the Minecraft vote. Kind of stinky. It should have been something fun. Like, what's fun about an armadillo? Why could we not have had a crab? Everyone loves crabs. I've got a big bag of crabs here. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm gonna put them in my mouth. Oh, yes. And so forth. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Okay. That is unmistakably Lana Sky. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? Where's the knife then? Where's the knife? Do we play this photo? Because there's no knife in her hand. There's no knife in her hand. I'm going to try it. I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to see what happens if I play the photo. And you witnessed this. You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife. As I've already said, yes. I swear it's on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then, why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Ahem. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet, it was still stronger than your ever-feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. See the dark crimson stains on the Chief Prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea? Do we object? Do we object? I think we have to object because she said she clearly saw her holding the knife, but there's no knife in her. We do a little safe scumming, chat. We do a little safe scumming again. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it. If you run out of lunch, you order second. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the Chief Prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Okay. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder. A serious offence. Witness, add this to your testimony. Every Londoner during winter is suspected of premeditated murder. You'd be surprised how many Londoners just don't bother with gloves. I mean, I only wear gloves when it gets really cold. Like, if it gets really, really, really cold, I'll put gloves on, but it has to be, like, around about 2 degrees or lower for me to get gloves on. I don't wear them normally. I mean, to be fair, it has to be about sort of 10 degrees or lower to persuade me to put socks on. So, you know, I just don't like wearing things on my extremities. I don't like it. Right, let's push on that point. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It is the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness bench, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that. So somehow she always knew this day would come. There's nothing to be gained from checking that. Wasn't Edgeworth's car kind of fucked up? Is that that's not Edgeworth's car, is it? Hang on, what's the date today? 12/2/221. 675/12/2. The thing is, we've pressed on everything. We've pressed on everything. Died within an hour and a half of 4 PM. Okay. The thing is, we can't say... He died within an hour and a half. He could have died at the time of the incident. He could have died elsewhere. Death... Date and time of death between 4:30 and 5:30 PM. Okay. Cause of death was blood loss from a wound. No prints. There's no prints. That's not good. There's also none of Edgeworth's prints on, which is a little bit weird. I'm struggling to find anything. We've pressed on every point. We've pressed on every single point, haven't we? What's my move here, chat? What's my move? Is it the ticket? Entered lot at 5:12 PM. Entered lot at 5:12 PM. Do we play the ticket when she says... Ara? Any tips? I would be very grateful for just a slight tip here. Is there something I'm missing? Miles Edgeworth, 1712. Date of the day of the crime. Murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. If only he'd held up a couple of extra red lights, he would have been caught up in the solid flare. Perhaps. It just goes to show you never know what happened when you run a yellow light. When the witness adds to their testimony, it's usually what you want to focus on. Okay. The murder was premeditated, the rubber gloves prove it. Is it the note? The note hasn't become relevant yet. Is it the phone, maybe? Is it the phone? I don't think it's the phone. Let's redial. There's no need to push this again. What's wrong? You look like I do during finals. Never mind, it's nothing. The parking lot with Edgeworth's car. The car is there. She's there. There's these cars are in the way. Through the wire fence. Is there a line of sight problem? There's a line of sight problem there, I think. I don't think the security room can see that, but she's here by the van. Like, she said she's here by van to deliver, or she's in one of these vehicles. So feasibly, she's got a cone of vision, which is like down to there. Potentially does cover that, right? I must slide. What am I missing? The murder was planned, the rubber gloves prove it. Let's check this again. Those don't look like rubber gloves. Or is this the car? Is this Edgeworth's car? Because Edgeworth's car was busted up. This part trips up a lot of people. There's a line of sight issue at one point, but this part trips up a lot of people. Yeah, I can't work it out. How am I supposed to prove that the murder was planned, the rubber gloves prove it, through the wire fence? I'm going to try and play the map here and see what happens. I don't think it's right. We're going to save scum this chat. It's not the map. It's not the map. Alright. Did I outplay myself? This was given... Is it this, maybe? Is it the trophy? It can't be the trophy. Is this one of those things we're just going to have to, like, just trial and error what the answer is? We're just going to have to trial and we're just going to have to do trial and error for what the answer is, because there's no logical pathway that puts me to a point where I have an answer to what the resolution is. Right. I'm just going to have to try everything. You can tell me if I'm at the trial and error point. Give me a clue. Don't tell me outright. Give me a clue. What am I looking for? I'm focusing on this bit. Is it this? It's not that. Yeah, because we're definitely at the trial and error point, because there's nothing that makes sense in my head that we have. Prove it's not premeditated. That's the problem. There's nothing. There's nothing that proves it wasn't premeditated. Like, is it the phone? It's not the phone. How do you prove it's not premeditated? You can't. You can't prove there's no premeditation with the evidence that you've got in front of us. I mean, it'll try and explain it somehow, but... Is it this? It's not the ID card. Yeah, this is like, you know that meme of Moon Knight where he's just saying random bullshit go? This is pretty much what it is right now. It's not that. Yeah, we're just trying everything until we work out, like, until we get the right answer. So it's none of these. It's not the photo. It's not the map. It's not the phone. It's not the note. The autopsy report. The knife. Usually an Edgeworth's toolbox. We've tried that. We've tried the autopsy report. No, it's not the autopsy report. It's not the autopsy report. It's not the parking ticket. We've got nothing. We've got nothing, chat. I'm gonna... Right, you know what? Eat this. Blue Badger, you're fucking useless. Gumshoe, we're gonna be having words. Giving me this useless fucking police mascot. It doesn't do anything. Why would it be the knife? She used Edgeworth's knife, something that she took from the scene. We could try it then? Oh, it is the knife. I, a British person, didn't default to the knife. I don't understand why that proves it's not premeditated, though. If she's trying to frame someone, then actually premeditation makes a lot of sense with that, which is why I discounted it. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. Yeah, but how could she know there was a knife? Because she's his boss. She seems like one of those people who knows everything about their employees as well. So I discounted the knife because the knife seemed like it was not the path. There was nothing logical pointing me towards that knife except for the fact that it's his. But if she's trying to frame him for the murder, it makes complete sense for her to actually use that knife, which again points to premeditation. Logically speaking, the knife would be the least sensible thing to present here. What's with this case? A bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there. The defence chief prosecutor for the district, right? Well, yeah, prosecutors are bad people. The defence has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lina Sky planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon. Yeah, I mean, that's where my brain was taking me, because if she's using someone else's knife to try and frame them using their car, this doesn't make sense. This bit does not make sense to me, chat. My brain cannot process how I was supposed to reach this conclusion. Don't like it. Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Okay. I still can't make sense of this. Order! 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 Great, now the tide's turning in our favour. Yeah, that's why it stumped me, because there's no... If you're trying to frame someone, right? If I was trying to frame someone for something I was doing, I would use one of their things to do it. I would use one of the... Edgeworth pulled in 3 minutes before the murder, but if she's his boss, then actually, I mean, you know, like, my boss knows a reasonable enough amount about me, for example, you know. He might have pulled in 3 minutes before the murder. If she has prior knowledge that the knife is in there, then actually, I still don't buy it. This is like this bit's actually unreasonable. I'm going to go as far as to say that this conclusion is unreasonable to expect people to make, because I would never come to this conclusion if I was doing my day job, right? I would never come to this particular conclusion at all. Let me express that I'm a bit cross. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. No, she's fucking not. Because he's sniffing his bum-picking finger. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. Well, as long as it's not cream pie. Wait. You'll know how to perfectly frame me. No, there's no way that you can frame me. You can't do it. Can't be done. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. They probably went, she's confessed to the murder, so no way in hell she's trying to frame someone. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, she might have confessed to the murder, but she confessed because she was caught, is the logic line there. But the other logic line is, why would she be putting a body into Edgeworth's car? Right, he's pulled in 3 minutes after, 3 minutes before the murder, right? He's pulled in 3 minutes before the murder. So she's known that his car is going to be there. Feasibly, she knows more about that car. Feasibly, she knows that there is a knife in the toolbox. So, you know, it doesn't track. It doesn't track at all. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. Ooh, the defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now. Okay. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. There was only one stab. There was only one knife wound. Again and again? No. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defence may now cross-examine the witness. My criticism actually come up later. Ah, no worries. Well, cheers for swinging by, Cyber. Cheers for swinging by. Hopefully we'll see you again soon on one of these ones. But enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for swinging by again. Right, I'm going to save here. And then, I think I see where the hole in her testimony is. Because she said, one knife wound, again and again. One knife wound, again and again. Unless you are phenomenally accurate, there's going to be multiple knife wounds. You've said that, but you haven't told us how you know. That's what I'm about to tell you, rookie. I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story she's about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again. Rookie. Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of the oven half-baked. Something's half-baked here, alright? It's you. Try not to confuse the defence witness. They're not very quick on their feet. Now, why did you believe the suspect had intentions to murder the victim? Her actions speak for themselves. I'm going to play the autopsy report because that contradicts what she said. You have no proof that Miss Skye called him there. You have no proof that she didn't. Mr. Edgeworth, thoughts? There is no record of a call made on the defendant, Miss Lana Skye's phone. She might have written him a letter. Come on, you could have tried public phone first at least. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness? Why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day? Why has he got a grudge? What kind of grudge? Well, I wouldn't know that. Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge. Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside? Is it Schrodinger's lunchbox? How am I supposed to know? See? We agree there is a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree? I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty. This judge isn't very good with metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this? It's simple. I'm going to play the autopsy report because the autopsy report says one knife wound, right? The autopsy report says one knife wound. There we go. You say she stabbed him again and again. But you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha, you're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. Wait, hang on. He just helped us. What are you doing, Edgy? What are you doing, Edgy? What a hunk. He's my hero, really. You're 16, stop it. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness? You got the crime scene set right. Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now, I realise such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify! Oh, here come the jazz hands, chat. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Red muffler? Hold on. She's not got the red muffler on. She's not got the red muffler on. She's not got the red muffler on. I'm playing that one. Obneption. See, these points. Let's see if this is actually right. Yeah, these points are very straightforward. The knife. No. Wait, what did we just say? I don't see what Phoenix just said because I was busy raging to chat just then. But the witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be! Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Ah, Phoenix demanded an objection, okay. Congratulations, perhaps you've finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there, a scarf. Not that, but something red, really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. Most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Okay. Excuse me. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her and arrested her on the spot. How? There's a wire fence in the way. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. How did she get round? You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. I think that... Let me... Hold on. Let me save there, because I don't want to accidentally press something that presents evidence that fucks us. Or a plant. Miss Rice is a fairy type or a plant. I mean, when it comes to when he's in the arms of Edgeworth, he's a twin type, so that's a whole thing, right? Let's check this. There's a wire fence in the way. How did she get there? Like, she says she's over here. She's gone to go around the partition, but she's quickly apprehended. There's a wire. There's a. She can't have, because this is in the way. This is completely blocking her off, and it completely partitions the two sides off. You can't like get around it. We press here, right? So where is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. Yeah, the fence is too high. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? You quickly caught her. You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect? As I just said. I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details? Press her. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So she's there. So you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you? I went over it, of course. Amazing! The cough-up queen, lunch lady athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high too. So how did Miss Sky not get away? Oh wait, the car's not busted up, it's the car's not busted up, it's just the tape that made me think that. She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say? If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean. Do we ask further? Ask further. But we save first. Because this could be a problem. This could be one of those, like, instant death scenarios. By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory... It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently it was out of order. And so she used her cell phone? Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. I mean, there's other things you can do. The word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma at 5:18. Okay. Press there. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha! I was going to ask the same thing. I'll only say this one time, so listen closely, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence? Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? The phone wasn't there. The phone was by the car, wasn't it? The phone was by the car. What is it, Mr. Wright? The phone was by the car. The phone was by the car, wasn't it? That can't be right. Because we found a wallet. We found a wallet by the door, right? We found a wallet by the door, and the phone was by the car. Do we present the phone here? Is that it? It's not the phone there? Okay, I mean, do we say where we found the phone? Can we press where we found the phone? We press there. She made to escape. Can you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pâté of foie gras. What? She even kicked over an oil drum at me. An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime. But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The other... Ah! The parking lot entrance. That's right. Oh, so we just had to press there on everything. Alright. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent. More mysteries. I wish we could solve a few before finding more, though. So, Miss Sky tried to run. I'm sorry my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright. Not as sorry as I am. But she didn't do it. You have to believe me. Hold on. Let's check the floor plan again. So the oil drums are there. The oil drums are here, right? So she's gone behind the partition, then she's come back. Her phone is found here. So she's come around there, kicked over oil drums, been apprehended here. But why would she come back there? Something ain't making sense here. Okay. This case swings from very obvious answers to very obtuse ones in a nanosecond. Hang on, so... There's no oil... Hang on, there's oil drums there? Are there oil drums? Let's check that. Yeah, the oil drums are there. Okay, so the oil drums are here. There's the partition. How the car got in there, who knows? Does the partition come down? Okay. It's not... Is it the phone? Is it the phone? I'm trying to work this one out. So, let's go back through this again, shall we? So after the murder, she attempts to run behind a partition off to her side. She caught her, explained her rights, arrested her on the spot. But she's a lunch lady. Why is she arresting people? When she arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. You saw it all, how she tried to use the... You can't have seen how she used tried to use the phone on the wall. Because there's the partition. The partition's in the way. It has to be that. The partition is in the way. Unless you are on the same side as her, you can't see her use that phone. There we go. We got there. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armour, prosecutor? You, who together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm guessing at. That emergency phone was on the backside of this partition. There we go, we got there in the end, chat. If indeed you're in B block, you couldn't have seen it. Oh, it's that music again. Order, order, what is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honour. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies. Oh, what a fucking line. Excellent. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question? Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Okay. The witness lied about. Where she saw it. I think it has to be where she saw it. Because if she's seen it in B block, but she's seen that phone call be made, if she's specifically seen the phone call be made, right, then it's B or C. And I'm going to bez a save in here because this feels like a trap. This feels like one of the points where my logic might not be the game's logic. Miss Sky tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Star to lie about it. Pointless to lie, I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Star witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? Okay, all the testimony we've heard now points in one direction. Security room? It's the security room, isn't it? It has to be the security room, right? This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room. Indeed, the security room is in the underground parking lot, is well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Her boyfriend. Not in this case, Your Honour. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime in the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Star? How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today a man has got the better of Angel Star. Oh, she admits it. Okay. Order! Order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Star lie? It doesn't make sense. She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. Wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands. Does it? It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So, tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. We're going to get punished here if we fuck this up, aren't we? We're going to get punished if we fuck it up. Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Star witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. Finally, someone's threatened with perjury. Fucking yes. It must make a vital difference, but what? What would change? Distance to the crime. Angle of view. Difference in lighting, but the distance. Because she's much closer. She's much closer. I'm going to save there so we don't get punished. You thought it didn't exist? It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Ah. Miss Star, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness? Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend? He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. That's a hell of a schlep. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking in B block. That's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. The phone call! The phone call! The phone call! 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it's on my finest plastic spork. What a thing to swear on. You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Oh, God. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? It's the phone, isn't it? Because... It's the phone, isn't it? Called at 5:18. If that's the case, it was 2 minutes before she would have got there, right? It's got to be the phone. It's got to be the phone, right? But let's raise an objection. 5 minutes between the witnessing and the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time, if you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange? If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Ah! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yeah! Oh, she's having a breakdown. Somewhat, anyway. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, excuse me, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Oh, good, we got through it. Oh, for fuck's sake. Hold it. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's what you tried to foist off on me. I prefer to not take the defence team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of the trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. For fuck's sake. Judge, you are such a prick. Like the Lunchland Musso says, you won't be disappointed. What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Uncorrupt judge, yeah. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. It's kind of weird that you're holding onto a shoe. What? There was blood found on that shoe? Try Lunchland for your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Oh, witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed. Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. Jesus. In any case, Your Honour, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. I tell you what. Actually, that's true. Now there are rules. Right, let me just go off on a slight legal tangent here, chat. So, the rules, at least that I'm governed by, very clearly state I am only allowed to rely on evidence which I've disclosed in the second stage, at the second stage of a claim, to the defendant. If I disclose anything else, it has to be with the defendant's prior written agreement. If they don't agree, and I haven't presented it at the right stage, I cannot rely on it in court. I'm not allowed to. If I put it in front of a judge, they will throw that evidence away. They will literally throw it away. They will not pay attention to it. It doesn't exist. There's actually a relevant case which ties into this, which concerns disclosure of evidence at a particular stage. If you want to look it up, it is it's Mason v. Lang, and that's the most relevant case law for the sort of stuff I do in terms of not fucking it with the court, right? So Mason v. Lang says that if you do not disclose your evidence in line with the protocol at the specified time, so that you can then get yourself another medical report for the purposes of evidencing your claim, you then are not allowed to rely on further evidence that you obtain because you haven't satisfied the rules, right? Anyway, bit of a tangent. We'll come back to that maybe at some point. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That wouldn't fly. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You can at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure the guilty are properly judged. A white enamel shoe bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Skye. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Alright. I don't like her. Why didn't you? Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. What, like avoiding hip checks? This is when the suspect admitted she did it? But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. No, you didn't. And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime. I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for your new lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now, tell us what you did next. What? Why is Lana's blood on the shoe? So you brought it to the forensics department. If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analysed by a forensic expert. She got away with a little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. Why is her blood on the shoe? She's not stabbed anyone. You can't say for sure that the blood did belong to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie? Excuse me? There we go. Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types. A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That was the worst fucking joke. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there. Which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Also, I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone's but Miss Lana Skies. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. Hold on. Whose shoe is it? Oh, it's his shoe. Okay. It's his shoe. It's not her shoe. For some reason, I got confused and thought it was her shoe. I mean, it makes more sense for it to be his, I guess, but... why is her blood on it? Why is her blood on it? That's what I don't get. Her blood should not be on that shoe, because why would it be? She stabbed him. Where's she bleeding from? Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, well, maybe... Wouldn't it be on the knife as well? It would be... Only if she'd been stabbed. Ow! I mean... Ow! What? What did I do? What did I do? Why are you throwing things at me? I'm just a little guy. Come on. Can't let evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some, like your client, she's in enough hot water to make a whole vase of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? A problem? Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? There is a problem, because why is her blood on it? If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. Hold on. Oh, we haven't... Is it the bloodstains? There's bloodstains on the bottom. The thing is... I think it's got blood... Is it the top? We haven't checked whose bloodstains are who. But I think it's got to be the bloodstains, hasn't it? So he's been stabbed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Is it the blood on the bottom of the shoe? Because he'll have bled. And then he'll have bled onto the floor. But there should be more blood than that, right? I'm going to try the blood on the bottom of the shoe. Take that! I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Is that a promise? Anyway. Indeed. There is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of this shoe. That's a death threat. Oh, even better. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? What could be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? There's no bloodstains? There were no bloodstains at the scene? No, wait. His feet were in the trunk of the car, weren't they? So how could there be bloodstains on the bottom of his shoe if his feet were in the trunk of the car? Is it the photo? Am I right with my assumption here? Is it the fact that his feet were hanging out of the... His feet were inside the car, and there shouldn't be blood on the bottom of his shoe? Murder weapon? Do your deductive magic card. Yeah, give us some deductions. Give us some deductibles. Is it the shoe again? Is it the shoe again? Because why's her blood on it? Badge. Fuck off. Fuck off. I'm not presenting my badge there. Don't be stupid. Giora. Giora says nah. Says nah. I think it's this because what's contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? There's two people's blood on it. There's two people's blood on it. Where's her blood come from? Am I reading too much into this? How else will they know I'm an attorney? Is it the photo? Because the photo has... There's no one there. There's no blood on the floor. There's no blood on the floor. How's there... It's got to be the photo, right? The problem lies in the footprints. The footprints? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Oh. Order! 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 Well, witness. What? Huh? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think. Save, Mr. Wright, save. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? Hold it. Sniffing finger. I scratched my bum with that finger. I see, now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. Do people hear Emma and Maya talking in the stands or do they not? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's like Stewie from Family Guy. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that. I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. What the fuck kind of an analogy is that? Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What's that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha, you don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become very evidence against her. Ooh. No way she could have kicked it over. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, people don't think I could leg press over half of a metric ton, but I can. You know, I can do that. I've evidenced it. People look at me and think, oh, there's no way this guy could literally kick over a Mini Cooper. I could. Have I seen the oil can? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. You would be surprised what people are capable of. That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie up quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Sky's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cursed herself when she stabbed him? You don't doubt it. Ah. So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe. Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please. Oh, I better not have fucked it. What can I do? Your sister's confessed to the crime. She tried to conceal it. But... enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honour. Oh, come on. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Is it going to be a fake guilty verdict or what? Okay, yeah, it was trying to debate me again. Oh, it's her again. Little girl, what did you just say? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well... I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. Jesus! Wait, witness, you don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this. A photograph. I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet.
Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew you couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. No. Come on, Mia. Come on. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Oh, she's here. Mum's here. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence.
Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection! We object. Worst witness so far. Yes. Set her on fire. Your Honour, wait.
What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore?
No!
Whatever it is, can it wait?
No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. Right, I'm going to save there again because this is starting to give me anxiety. So, right. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, go ahead with this.
I suppose since we've come this far, we should give each claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph.
It's the body, isn't it? Because he was hanging out of the car. Or is it that? What's that doing there? Is it that? Is it the fact that the shoe is lying upwards? No, it can't be that. Is it? It's got to be the exhaust, hasn't it? It has to be the exhaust, because you took so long to find the thing in the exhaust. I saw it. Yeah, I mean, it's there. The thing is, the body is lying out of the car when... the body's lying out of the car, right? So it's either that or the body lying out of the car. Because the body would have been wet, and the body would have been, like, here, thereabouts, right? Let's... I'm going to try this. The problem is this photograph is here. What's this?
There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, you just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to the case. Oh, God. The word muffler was... It's the phone, isn't it? The word muffler. Yeah. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Ah! Ah! Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh! Has she just gone down? Well, it seems we'll have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Still going? Yeah, probably not for much longer though, because we come to the end of this day of trial, so we're probably going to wrap up pretty soon. I think 3 hours is probably a good length for tonight, because my voice is starting to crack a little bit. Agreed? I suppose so. Whew, that was close. But we made it, at least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. Wait, have we got another afternoon of trial? Hang on, didn't it say day 2 trial former? Does that mean we've got an afternoon trial on this one as well? Jesus. Alright. To be continued. No, we've got to the end. We've got to the end of this bit. Okay, is it going to give me the save? Yeah, it's got me the save screen. Alright, pull to the chat window. Hey, we're here again. We're here again. Right. We made it through the first part of Rise from the Ashes, so that was tough, and there were certainly some bits in there that just didn't really make logical sense to me. So, I mean, my logic is always a little bit fucked anyway because of the head injury, but, you know, we'll try and work that sort of thing out and maybe fix my brain a little bit for next time. Anyway, I'm going to pop off now. Thanks to everyone who's hung out with me again tonight. We're going to come back to this at some point soon. Don't know when. My next stream schedule, I'm playing something tomorrow night. I don't know what. Wednesday I've got band practice. After that, Thursday through Sunday, because there's that storm coming through the UK, I really need to see how it is, what the weather's like, and see what my anxiety gets like. So I'm not going to announce anything until I know for sure that I'm actually going live and I'm not going to panic. But in the meantime, cheers for hanging out with me again. I'll see you all very soon. Look after yourselves, take care, and have a good day. I'll see you next time. Which button is it? It's this one now. Take care.